Sleepyhead Productions.
Hey, how's it going everyone? Mick Ambrose from All About Tech. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we've got a really cool video. I'm going to be talking about the interview that Richard Ells recently did on Block TV News again to refute claims of one of their analysts by basically branding them as manipulating and overhyping. And we're also going to talk about what he also said on that interview about there being an upcoming Brazil announcement. But just before I get into that, I just want to go into the price of ETN. And if you look at CoinMarketCap, we are pretty much at a new all-time low. We're at 34 Satoshis, just under 3.5 tenths of a cent. 3.5 tenths of a cent. That sounds about right. Why not? But if you look at the rankings, yeah, we're out. We're not in the top 100, but we're 108. I mean, last week I looked at it and we were like 130. So it's definitely improved in terms of the rank recently. But what people don't seem to be understanding at the moment is that the entire market has just been absolutely belted in terms of altcoins. If you look at Bitcoin dominance, it's sitting at over 70% now. I cannot remember the last time Bitcoin dominance was above that. I think it may have been just before the altcoin rally back in 2017. I've never seen Bitcoin dominance so high personally, which is it sheds a bit of positivity for the fact that it doesn't look like it's not a fault of ETN for the fact that they're at 34 Satoshis, etc. Bitcoin has been absorbing all of the altcoins, and I think people are putting their money back into Bitcoin just as like a safety net. But you can see it all through CoinMarketCap. You can see where all the altcoins are basically down, maybe one or two exceptions. Now, moving on to what Richard Ells stated in the Block TV News interview, which I am really happy he did. He looked like he was frustrated about the lack of accurate research. I know that the host claimed a 96% return of investment. Richard Ells very clearly made it obvious that 96% isn't the case, and CoinMarketCap has put that on there without actually kind of warranting why it's at 96%. And he did go into explain about how at 1 cent that would put ETN down about 70%, which is fair enough. But then loads of people got in at like 0.7 of a cent, so they're actually only 50% down. It's down nonetheless, but at least he's come out and actually corrected inaccurate data, and that's the problem with this space. I don't think there's not enough analysis. There's not enough genuine analysis in cryptocurrency. I mean, I'm going to move on to what the analysis said about overhyping Electroneum, etc. Because in my personal opinion, you just simply cannot pin a cryptocurrency's success based on their speculative trade volume. You know, all the trade volume on CoinMarketCap, it's all based on speculation. Electroneum isn't a speculative coin. The majority of the coins on CryptoMarketCap are speculative investments. Electroneum have focused on the real world use. Yes, I would love to see more trade volume. I'd love to see us on the top exchanges like what other smaller coins are on. but the smaller coins have put all their effort into getting listed on Binance, etc., but they don't have any working product whatsoever. Electroneum have developed their app, they've developed their instant payment system, they're almost finished with GigFair, they've developed the mobile miner, they've done all of these things, and it's going to continue going. They've partnered with mobile operators, they're live in 2 countries, so they're actually live with a product. They're taking on board feedback and criticisms and making changes to their app, etc. accordingly. They're running it like a real business. They're not in it. They're not in this for speculative trading. They're in this to make money. They're in this to make Electroneum a success. And I'm so happy that Richard Ells got that point across, because you can't pin trading volume on the hype of a coin. Yeah, they were like, oh yeah, Electroneum has so many 100 tweets per $100,000 of trading volume. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That analysis is flawed, like what Richard said anyway. Because you can't pin something on trading volume. Why don't you pin it on real world engagement? Why don't you pin it on the Alexa rankings, where you can clearly see that they have certified 1.8 million users visit, 1.8 million website visits per day. So, or is it per day or per month? I can't remember. But either way, Electroneum have proven their numbers, and I personally would have liked to see a bit more, not professionalism in terms of Block TV. I think that second interview was professional, but it was them that took that analysis on their channel and basically spoke all of that illegitimate data and analysis. So I think it should have been down to them to recognise that, not just say, oh, he's come up to refute the claims, etc. Now, how about you apologise for the fact that you allowed it to happen in the first place? You know, I've just gone through a bit of drama. I came out and held my hands up. It's all about taking responsibility, and I'm not being funny. For me, that's just not on. That isn't what I'd call polite and courteous. That isn't what I'd call respectful. And if you watch that second interview, I don't really feel like they were engaged with what Richard had to say in the first place. They answered the question. They don't then comment on it. They then just move on to a different a different accusation, etc. You know. And then I'm going to show you a clip now of the end of the end of the video, where he thanks Richard Ells for being on the show.
Well, Richard Ells, I want to thank you so much for coming back onto Block TV to talk a bit more about the Electroneum project, refute some of the claims made against it, and talk about what some of the future and potential holds. Richard, CEO and founder of Electroneum, thanks so much for being with us, and stay with us.
Thank you, as always.
Thank you, Richard, and stay with us at blocktv.com for all the latest in news.
And he doesn't even allow him to thank him for being on the show. He literally cuts him off, and you can see Richard Ells is annoyed by that, because he's there like waving his arms up, like you just said thank you for coming back onto the show. Why don't you let me show my appreciation and thanking you for letting me come back on? Which I personally think was quite rude. But yeah, that's the interview with Block TV News out of the way. I'm so happy that Richard went on to kind of basically correct them, because whether that analysis is Block TV News or not, it was Block TV News that aired him in the first place. So I think it's important to note that I think Block TV News should have done a bit more to kind of not just allow him on to refute the claims. How about apologise for letting it happen in the first place, and not checking the analysis, not checking the data, because it is fundamentally flawed. Because trading volume is speculative. People trade cryptocurrencies to be speculative, because it's volatile, because it will go up and down at the swing of a sword, you know. But yeah, that's that out of the way. What I want to talk about now is what Richard Ells hinted in that interview, that they've got another announcement, another big announcement for Brazil coming this week. So we're not, obviously we don't know what it is yet. Is it going to be another mobile operator? Is it going to be an MVMO? Is it going to be like a big retailer for spending ETN in Brazil? Is it going to be a big exchange listing in Brazil? I doubt it's an exchange listing in Brazil. Anyway, yeah, so could be the mobile operator, could be a large retailer, it could be a number of retailers, it could be partnering with a payment system, it could be anything. So my guess is that my guess is either it's going to be something to do with mobile operators or it's going to be something to do with retail, because ETN need ways for people to spend their ETN. So maybe that's what they've been focusing on. People can top up via Claro. Maybe it's going to be one of the other big operators out there. So we'll have to just wait and see. Anyway, I hope you like this video, guys. Subscribe to the channel for future content. As soon as that news comes out, I will be covering it. And yeah, make sure you like this video. Comment down below what you thought of that interview. I'm really happy to see Richard Ells come out and defend, which he shouldn't have to do in the first place. But you could see the passion in his eyes that actually we're being accused of things without any proper research, any proper data from an analyst who you've never heard of before, who's using trading volume as a metric for collecting data about being overhyped and underhyped. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys out in the next video. Peace out. Extremely excited to see what that is. My computer is making noises, so I apologise for that. And now it's just going to keep on going and keep on going. And it stopped. Good.